everyone.
Hi.
Hi. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to On a Mission. I'm Emily May, and I'm with the one and only Veda Scott.
I got the chat up here. I'm getting everything going.
You're getting everything going.
We're
we
good.
Have the stream going on multiple computers, multiple devices, and we are ready to talk more Mission Pro Wrestling this week. Thank you all for joining us in the chat. I see David, I see Matthew, Brent, Mark's in New Mexico, Front Row, Nation's Corner. All of our favorites are in the chat. We're always happy to see you. And we have a very special guest tonight.
Yes.
Shay KarMichael is joining us. She is a newbie to Mission Pro. I can't wait to talk to her. We're going to break down, learn all about her. So we want everyone to bring those questions because we want to get to know her, give her a big, warm welcome to Mission Pro Wrestling. But before we let her on, I just wanted to remind everyone that sponsorships for all of these incredible matches that are being announced. Have you seen it, Veda?
Yeah, they're coming out. I think really opening the floodgates was that Hyan announcement last week.
Yeah.
And now since then, all I can imagine is since then, everyone who knows that they're booked for the show is probably like, but what's my match? What's my match? What's my match? Well, you should have gotten in there and challenged the champ.
Exactly. And you never know what happens on a mission. If you all in the chat and watching have not seen what happened, there was a huge challenge to genocide, and Brian and management made the call on a mission last week.
And then since then we've gotten a bunch of other matches announced. So the whole show's coming together.
Exactly. I mean, we're going to have bangers on bangers of matches on this card. It is a stacked card, and I have to tell you, not even all the matches have been announced.
Yep.
There are more coming. So follow, like, subscribe to Mission Pro Wrestling because that is where you are going to see all of the matches being announced, all of the special content, and when we have awesome On a Mission and Mission Pro Unmatched on Tuesdays and Thursdays, where we break down all of Mission Pro Wrestling. Yeah, Brent, there might be some Brian bombs if he joins us.
Yeah, we don't know. We never know.
I don't know. I never know when he's going to come into the chat. There might be some news. I don't know, but that's why you have to tune in every week. And as a reminder, you can, with all of these incredible matches that have been announced, you can sponsor them, which is an amazing way to support multiple wrestlers and support an amazing match. You can sponsor the main event. You can even sponsor the match we're going to talk about tonight. And half of one of the opponents, Shay KarMichael, you can sponsor her.
Yeah.
So you can email missionprowrestling@gmail.com and get that started. We're only like 6 weeks away. If I'm calculating correctly, 6 weeks away, and everything is going to go so fast.
Yeah, because guys, keep in mind, like the next few weeks in professional wrestling are stacked. Like this is the time of year that goes by like nothing. So right now it feels like we got a long time to wait for another Mission Pro show, and it's going to be April tomorrow. It's going to feel.
This is the time between like right before Thanksgiving into Christmas and New Year's. This is that special time. We talked about turkey dinner, I think.
Yeah.
A little earlier. This is that special time, that magical wrestling time where anything can happen. So,
and I'm excited to have Shay here, particularly because, as you said, Emily, she's debuting for Mission Pro. She's new to Mission Pro, but she's also pretty new to professional wrestling. So she's someone that I've heard about. You know, I checked out her social media. I actually have never met her. I've never seen her wrestle in person. But, and I'm sure we'll talk about this, she comes highly recommended. And I think she's going to be someone that's new to a lot of people in the chat, but I got a good feeling about it. So I'm excited for this interview.
Yeah, I think we should definitely bring our special guest on. I want everyone to give Shay the most welcome Mission Pro celebratory welcome because this is her debut on a Mission, and her debut will happen on April 22nd. So let's give Shay KarMichael a huge welcome to On a Mission. I wish I had tons of applause.
Hello.
Welcome to On a Mission. We are so excited to have you. And the chat will soon catch up with all the exciting welcomes.
I think I can see it.
I know. I think you can see it. hopefully too.
Yeah, when we get questions, Emily usually puts them up on the screen too.
Okay.
You'll be able to follow that.
Bring them on the screen so you can see them as well. So welcome. We're so excited to have you come.
Thank you.
On April 22nd. How does it feel to have gotten that message that we wanted you to come on the show?
I was
not on a the big show.
Yeah, I was so ecstatic. This is one of the shows I've always wanted to be on ever since I started wrestling, and so I was very ecstatic when I got the message that y'all wanted me to be on it.
Just got a lot of welcome Shay. Hello Shay. Hi Shay. Pretty much everyone in the chat just saying hey.
Hello.
So talk a little bit about how you started wrestling, and I know you're new to the business, so talk about how long you've been in the business and started training, and tell us about that journey.
So I started training in 2020, right after the pandemic. I've been training for going on 3 years now. I started wrestling about a year ago, actually doing live matches and stuff. Yeah, that's been just around Texas a little bit, the Dallas area. Haven't really went further out besides that, but that's what I'm working on right now.
Okay. And can you share a little bit about your training school? Because you do work with Athena and you come highly recommended. So talk about how that all unfolded and the relationship of kind of trainer and student.
So I wrestle at Metroplex Wrestling, and that's where Athena Palmer and Matt Palmer are teaching. And it's really fun working with Athena. She's very tough and hard, but I mean, it pushes me. It makes me work harder. You know, she's Athena, so obviously I want to impress her every time I go. But it's a really fun environment. It's chill, and everyone's very supportive and loving there.
So I will say my personal bias, Athena is my best friend in pro wrestling and has been for a decade. But I'm super pumped to hear that you're having a good time. I don't know if people know this, but MPX not only has training, but they also do weekly shows.
Yeah.
So have you been able to participate in some of those shows? And how has that been?
I haven't been on one of the MPX shows. Just haven't been on one of those yet, but working to be on there soon.
So that's a great goal because, as you know, the more you wrestle, the better you're gonna get. But it's cool to have. We've talked before, Emily, about Reality of Wrestling and how they have a studio type setup. MPX has a very similar thing going on, so that's awesome.
Yeah. So I mean, you get to work with some incredible veterans in the industry that just instill so much knowledge onto you, and it's such a blessing when you get that, right? When you get those amazing coaches.
Yeah.
What's some advice or some strategy that they gave you as you first started, and as you you're 3 years in, as you continue to grow, and then now that you're going to have these big matches, at places like Mission Pro?
Well, Athena's always been really supportive. Actually, yesterday on Monday, she really grilled it into me. She was like, a lot of people look at you and they doubt you and you're an underdog. And I've always been the underdog, and that's that, But she was just telling me about how, just work harder and I can prove myself, and that she sees it. She sees the potential in me, and that really pushed me yesterday. She made me tear up a little bit when she told me, but it was just very meaningful that someone like her sees it and sees the potential in me.
Yeah, we've heard so many stories about friends or family that might not necessarily accept that their family member wants to be a wrestler, and they have this uphill battle to kind of deal with in order to get in front of an audience. Have you experienced any of that?
Family-wise?
Yeah, family-wise or friends-wise, has it not been the reception that you were expecting?
I feel like my family is extremely, extremely supportive. Quite a few of them are in the chat right now. I can see that.
Lots of loves and little emotions.
Yeah, I feel like friend-wise, sometimes there's a little bit of not so much support, and a lot of friends. I have lost a lot of friends over the time of wrestling, but it's okay, just keep growing as a person and stuff. But my family's very supportive. I would say that at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
That's amazing.
We have here we go. Question from R.A. Davis, kind of segueing from this. What was your reason for beginning your wrestling journey?
So I've always wanted to be a wrestler since I was like 8 years old. And just ever since then, I always knew once I turned 18, I was going to start wrestling. And I just always had that in mind. I never planned on going to college or anything like that. I didn't take my SATs for that because I was like, I'm going to be a wrestler. And when I turned 18, I found a school right during COVID. So when I actually graduated during COVID time, so we all was homeschool and stuff, and I found a school and instantly started wrestling from there.
Amazing. I mean, you started in 2020, which was such a like really difficult time for so many of us, I mean, around the world, and so many people had to put their wrestling career on hold because they couldn't do shows, they couldn't have live audiences. And you said you started your journey at that point. What was that like? Like, what did you have to do? Because I'm sure your journey was very different than everyone else who started kind of in a more traditional fashion.
Yeah, it was very weird. We had to wear masks the entire training, and like, you know, like doing cardio and stuff and having a mask over your face the entire time. That's really hard. Especially going in, I was gassed all the time, like badly. And then having that mask on just made it a lot harder. And then we were really big on cleaning and stuff like that. And then also for every time someone got COVID, like I had COVID once during the training thing, and the entire school shut down. Like every time someone had COVID, we all just shut down. We had to take a COVID test just to come back and make sure that we didn't have it. So it was really weird. And I remember when they said that we didn't have to wear a face mask to training anymore, I was ecstatic. But for the first year, I wore a mask.
So what was your first match then in front of fans? Like probably came a little bit later than most people's would. What was that like?
That was crazy. It was actually a triple threat match. And it was very exciting. It was with my best friend and one of my coaches at the time. They're both on the show too. That's great.
Oh, okay.
Can we so who are these best friends?
So one of my best friends is actually Emmy Camacho.
Oh, we love Emmy.
Yes. So my triple threat was Emmy Camacho and Alejandra the Lion. That was my first.
I love Ali too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Both of them. They're Mission Pro regulars.
Yeah.
The reason we ask is because there has been some troubles in Mission Pro recently with like attacks in the locker room and such. So we just like to get a handle, mostly for Emily's sake, because she'll be on scene. We just like to get a handle on who has like alliances with who and like whose backs we need to watch, etc. We just need to keep abreast of that, okay?
Exactly. Yeah. You know who's friends with who, so that there's no shenanigans. Because there were some things with Misty and Vicky last time, and Danny Mo, and we're trying to, have a peaceful backstage and locker room.
Good. I love that.
Yeah. So
I love everyone. So
Emmy and Alejandro, you're friends with them, best friends. They've been at Mission Pro a few times, have had some wins, have had some losses. Have you talked to them about their experiences here?
Emmy Camacho, I talked to a lot. She's my best friend. Alejandra the Lion was like my mentor and coach at the time. I haven't talked to her in a long time, but Emmy Camacho, I do talk to a lot.
All right. Well, Bob Berger says you have cool friends.
Bob also had another question, or that was more of a statement, but Bob also has another question that I really like. Is there a particular wrestler that captivated when you started wrestling? Because you did mention you've been a fan for a long time.
Yeah. Well, the match that wanted me to start wrestling was Trish Stratus versus Mickie James at WrestleMania.
Wow.
So that's a big one. But the wrestler that really captivated me to becoming a wrestler is actually Maurice.
Okay.
All right. That's a first one. I don't think anyone's mentioned Maurice before.
But I can see it because Maurice has a lot of like showmanship, a lot of presentation. She makes the like performing part look very fun.
Yeah. And she's such a sweet, genuine person. I've had the honor of meeting her, and she's just a down-to-heart person. You would have no idea that she's that sweet.
No, but she definitely puts on these airs of just this presence, right?
Yeah.
So I know you mentioned Trish Stratus as one of your inspirations. How do you feel about this big return and all these exciting news surrounding her?
Honestly, I don't keep up with WWE as much. I don't really watch it as much. I have been watching NXT, but I really don't keep up. I keep up on social media, but that's about it. But I did see that. That was shocking. I was really hoping that Lita and Trish would be tag team champions, but when I saw that, I was like, I'm surprised it's not them.
Well, I'm excited to see what comes out of it, because anytime like Trish comes back, it's like, oh, I'm sorry, has she been sealing herself in Tupperware this entire time?
No.
What is going on?
Okay, Veda, do you know the movie Death Becomes Her?
Yes.
With Meryl Streep and Goldie Hawn and Bruce Willis. So I was like, did she drink the serum from Shay? I don't know if you know that movie, but from who's the actress that like gives it to him?
Oh, I can picture it.
Help. She's Italian. She's Italian, I think.
Anyway, we're elderly, so our movies are...
Anyway, it's an amazing movie. But when she returned, I thought, oh my God, she's drinking something. Didn't age ever. Kathy likes that movie. Great movie. Anyway, so Trish Stratus. Any other inspirations in like recent years? Any up and coming talent like on the independent scene that you've been watching and really inspired by?
I'd have to say, I think Maddie Winkowski.
Ooh.
I really do love watching her, and just her work. It's just great. She's a very great wrestler. And then other people, I would say Mickie James, obviously, and Roxanne Perez.
Amazing. So yeah, Roxy, we broke down some of her matches. She was previously at Mission Pro Wrestling, and so she's had many matches here. And then Maddie is one half of our tag team champions at Mission Pro with Rochelle Chanel, Bougie Reality. You're friends with Emmy. I'm going to put this out here.
Yeah.
You're friends with Emmy Camacho. Have you thought about tag teaming with her?
I mean, I don't know, maybe one day. That would be fun.
Okay.
Because we're always in the chat trying to make matches for the future too. So
just saying. I'm Maddie, and you're friends with Emmy Camacho, so I'm thinking
like there is a lot of Bougie Reality fandom within our chat for sure, but Emmy is also a big favorite. So I'm just saying that I don't think anyone would be mad if this happened down the line. R.A. Davis says, who's your dream opponent? Do you have one? I know that's a hard question.
That's a hard one.
That is a really hard question. Like on the indie scene or just in general?
I don't know, because gosh, like I guess my dream opponent would be whoever is main eventing WrestleMania, you know? Like, yay. But like, no, maybe let's think. Like, let's say we could book the match. Let's say we could book the match it's not WWE. It's someone who can wrestle other places.
Yeah. Probably Mickie James.
All right.
Okay.
Because she was in the match that first made me love wrestling, and it'd be great to work her if she's still able to work people in the indies. She's
still going pretty hard too.
Yeah, she is.
She like every week I'm like, how many shows? She is still putting in a lot of work and a lot of time.
Yeah.
We're getting so much love in the chat.
Yes.
And everyone is saying, yes, let's see that match. I don't know, Manuel, if that was towards the Emmy, the tag team, or the Mickie James.
All of it. We're booking a year-long program here for Shay right now.
We're booking all of it. Yeah, so you're up in Dallas. And we're a huge snack fan here at Mission Pro. We love snacks.
Really?
I have to say, Shiva, Veda, I didn't tell you this, but Shiva sent me the Pop-Tart, a picture of it, so I knew what to look for.
Ooh.
Buc-ee's. So Shay, I'm sure you've been to Buc-ee's. So what is your go-to snack at Buc-ee's, like on this road trip?
Those like cinnamon glazed pecans.
Ooh.
So
are they warm?
Year one, I have to get them.
Are they the ones that come in the little cone, like in the front of the store? Okay.
We have them in like pecans, almonds, and I think cashews maybe. But
wow,
they're so good. They're warm. They're in like the warm.
Yeah, that's the ones I'm thinking of. They're in like a paper,
Yeah,
cone.
they're in like a cone. It's like a cone.
Yeah. I don't know what this is. This is my Batista.
So a lot of people are asking about Mission Pro and your opponent there. So let's talk about, I really, really want to talk about this upcoming show on April 22nd. Because you're making your debut match. And we're going to put this up here. Against Tiffany Nieves. And Tiffany has had a few wins here at Mission Pro. She is a rising star and has overcome so much personally and professionally and really is all over the place right now.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about this matchup on April 22nd?
I mean, I'm super excited. She's going to push me to my limits, and that's going to be a tough but really fun, great match, I feel like. And she's very hard-hitting. I've been studying up on Tiffany. I just recently learned about her from Mission Pro, but ever since the match graphic came out, I was like, I got to do my studying on her because she's definitely hard-hitting.
Okay.
And you're in an interesting situation. We mentioned this a little bit. Whereas, like, when you debut, you know, sometimes someone who's new to the promotion might wrestle someone else who's kind of new, but not this time. Tiffany Nieves, like, she has been with Mission Pro for a long time. She's very established. So I'm wondering, like, if you're worried about that, does that make you nervous or?
Not really, no. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm going to work really hard and show what I can and can't do. And that's all that matters to me, as long as I put my all into the match.
We get a lot of confidence bordering on trash talking here on the show, and I love it.
This is totally like popping right now. So I'm gonna kind of ask you a sneaky question here. So, you're friends with Emmy Camacho. She's been in the locker room at Mission Pro. She's been observing Tiffany. Are you trying to get some insider information?
Honestly, I haven't talked to her about it at all, actually. Since the match graphic came out, I haven't mentioned it at all or anything. I mean, that would be a good thing to do, but I haven't.
Give you a bad idea. I guess I'm giving you bad ideas.
Maybe. I'd rather just, find out for myself what it's really
about. Do it the honest way, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I can respect that. So we talked about dream opponent. But R.A. Davis is asking, so say you get through Tiffany, whatever the result is, right? And you come back to Mission Pro. Is there someone that you would want to have a return match with?
I would say probably Jasmine Allure.
Ooh.
She's killing it on the indies, and even I turn on Friday Night SmackDown, she's on SmackDown.
Sure.
She's killing it. I would love to have a match with her.
She's on WoW.
She's recently been not very nice at Mission Pro.
Really?
So
Veda, did you see the behind the scenes footage that came out from Kick?
Yeah, it's disappointing. But I'm pretty sure that everyone in the chat would love to see Jasmine face whoever wants to come at her after that. So I don't know.
I mean, Shay, if you didn't see, and anyone in the chat, if you all didn't see, there was behind the scenes footage after the Men's Revolution had their main event match at Kickstart My Heart. And I guess there was some buying off or bribery or something involved, that Jasmine was demanding money for the situation that happened. It was a short clip. We're still trying to come to the bottom of it, trying to figure out, Mission Pro management is trying to figure out how to deal with the situation. Sorry, my cat. And if there's any reprimanding that needs to be done. But yeah, it was a really big disappointment to see that happen, because Jasmine not only went against, Maddie and Roche and all the women that were trying to stand up to the Men's Revolution, but also herself a little. She kind of, I don't know if you have thoughts on that, Veda, but it was pretty disappointing.
Yeah, I mean, again, as we have just sort of Mission Pro fans have really supported and elevated Jasmine over time. Shay, as you mentioned, she's been doing really, really big things, and Mission Pro has been behind that the whole time. So it was just really disappointing to see her just kind of turn her back on everyone.
Yeah.
But the good news is that there's a whole lot of people apparently lining up to take her on. So I don't think chat's going to say no to any of that.
No, I mean, the line is getting longer and longer.
I'm sorry, Emily. You appear to have a tail occasionally. It's just the tail.
Hold on.
Hi, buddy.
Hold on. Let's say hi. So this is. There you go.
Hello.
Hi. Say hi. This is.
I think my kitties are hiding.
Oh, I see a cat tree. Is that a cat tree in the background?
Yeah, one of them is laying like on the one that's hidden to the wall.
Oh.
See, we love animals here.
Yeah.
We do have a segment called Mission Pro Pets.
Really?
So yes. So
I've got 2 kitties.
Unfortunately, I don't have any animals right now. I do have a very large Loch Ness Monster Squishmallow handy. And on my green screen, he is haunted.
That looks so good. It's like
that's
ghost.
That's all I got. I got that. So
yeah, so Front Row brought up this point that Jasmine is the OG problem. And that is true because we watched a match this past Thursday on Mission Pro Unmatched where Jasmine came out and attacked Maddie, I believe. And this was from 2020. This was tournament out of hell.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's the tournament to crown the Mission Pro champion. And of course, Jasmine has to play
So
her.
like, honestly, who knows like how long this has been a thing? Like it's the long con. I don't know. But yeah. So if you're lining up for Jasmine, I'm sure take a number because there's a lot of people pissed off at her right now.
There's a lot of people, and there's a lot of Mission Pro regulars that are mad at Jasmine. So I think you have to line up, or you all just have to talk. I think you have to talk. Yeah, Bob said, to be fair, they left her to catch a beating for quite a while. So there's some sympathy on Jasmine's side there. So yeah. So we also love music at Mission Pro Wrestling. We love our jams. We love our playlists for either road trips or getting ready at the gym, pump and iron. What's your favorite playlist right now? Like, what's your favorite go-to song?
My go-to song, I would say, well, I always get made fun of for this, but I like old R&B, like rock. I think that's what it's called, but like Papa Roach, all those kind of things. I love Skillet, Papa Roach. So my favorite song right now is probably Last Resort by Papa Roach.
Okay.
So that's like pretty traditional gym music, except not of like this decade.
No, that's
more what it is.
I don't even listen to music at the gym. That's the kind of music I turn on just daily.
Wow.
Yeah,
it's like a recent throwback kind of vibe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't look like it, but that's my favorite kind of music.
All right.
Okay, we have another question. It's not a music question, but R.A. Davis wants to know, non-wrestling question, Godzilla or King Kong, which is very specific.
See, I really don't know much about it. I would probably say Godzilla.
Okay.
Good. You made the right call. You made the right call.
Okay. I think I've seen more of that, but I honestly don't know much about either one of those.
All right. Well, we're gonna have to have a classic movie night and watch some Godzilla. King Kong.
I'm so bad at movies.
Godzilla is the correct answer, though.
It is.
Godzilla
is the correct answer. I think you're good. Front Row says great answer, and Brian would agree.
We're all set.
And Kathy said, I think this was a response to your music choice. That's the girl. So what we all were kind of heading into, we always like to do special holiday features. Like we talked about Valentine's Day, we talked about Halloween. We're heading into the spring, and I love a good spring Easter basket with some treats. Do you have a fun spring treat like marshmallows or chocolate eggs or anything like that?
I love anything peanut butter. Like
peanut
chocolate wise, like those Reese's cups, peanut butter. I love peanut butter cookies. I love peanut butter.
So here's my question. I'm also a Reese's fan. I'm excited that they're coming out with vegan Reese's. They're on the way out. However, the Reese's, like around a holiday time, they traditionally come in shapes like Reese's trees, Reese's eggs. Do you believe those taste better than a regulation Reese's peanut butter cup?
No, I think they taste different. I recently had one of the Reese's cups, like hearts, you know, for Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
It didn't hit like the regular ones do.
And Emily's shaking her head as well. My take on that is the ridges on the cup of a Reese's Pieces, the little thicker edge, that is something that you can't replicate on the shapes, and it's not as good.
So, like, I would get, like, a bunny for Easter, or, like you said, the Christmas tree. And the ridges from the original Reese's is what makes it. Like, you get a little crunch. You know,
whereas the bunnies and the eggs and stuff are just soft,
melty. Yeah,
I'm a texture person, so if there's like multiple textures, I like that.
They still taste good. They're still. I'll still take a Reese's bunny over like most other candy, but it's a definite difference. Ari Davis points out that the shapes are never as advertised. You're mostly just getting a lump with.
I mean,
a lump with a title.
That is true.
The hearts I got were pretty like this.
Just a little oval.
Yeah, they were just kind of like.
And then if they melt, that is just sad. It's just sad when they melt.
I think the regular ones stay together a little bit too.
They
do.
I think it's because of the ridge. They're harder on the outside, not as soft.
Peanut butter. That's a good answer though. Anything peanut butter is always solid.
I wanted to let you both know, and everyone in the chat watching, that if you go to Hershey's World in Hershey, Pennsylvania, you can make giant Hershey's peanut butter cups, and you can customize them.
Really?
So right now,
big.
I don't know if you're familiar, Shay, with Hershey's Chocolate World. So first of all, I grew up near there, so it's
really?
very much. I grew up in like a very candy oriented area, but Hershey's Chocolate World is it's supposed to be like the plant where they make the candy, but it's really just like a ride. They have a Hershey Park amusement park too, but you do this ride where they like pretend to show you how they make the candy. At the end, they give you a piece of chocolate, and then there's a store. And this gift shop, which is what Emily's talking about, is like selling everything Hershey's, Reese's, Twizzlers. You make your own. They have the vegan peanut butter cups there, actually. That's the first place they came out. It's bananas. It's like a chocolate theme park.
It is. It is. You can get literally anything Reese's related. Yeah. It's amazing.
That's
front row. Front row has been there. Yeah, and then Hershey Park is like an amusement park.
Yeah,
but the Chocolate World is free. The Chocolate World ride is free. The stuff in the store is not, but the ride is free.
Yeah, don't just go there and grab things.
Yeah, I grew up going to Hershey, and the actual like hometown that I am from is the city that is the home of Just Born Candy. They're the ones who make the Peeps. So it's a very candy oriented area.
I love Peeps. Like I try to get them, and so Peeps are the one candy that I can go and get every flavor, like every character. Like I can get the I can get the like Halloween ones, and they all.
And they make them all year round now.
Yeah.
I don't eat Peeps. I can't eat gelatin. So I don't even remember. Like I can guess what a Peep tastes like. I can't remember the last time I had one, but they are a very like the locals are very proud of the Peeps. We have little Peep cars that drive around town. At midnight on New Year's Eve, they drop a fiberglass Peep instead of the ball. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a whole thing.
I'm going there next year, and I'm going to celebrate in Peep Square.
But the one thing with Just Born is they don't do chocolate candies. So they wouldn't have chocolate. They don't have peanut butter. It's all like sweet things.
Really?
Yeah. So I don't know. It's an acquired taste. Front Row is pointing out that they have a 5-pound Hershey bar at the Chocolate World gift shop. Just saying. Can
you imagine trying to make s'mores out of that?
Just like shaving it off.
No,
do you know like
stack with the whole 5-pound?
Do you know like when you go to like they have gyros and they have like the lamb on the cone and they're like shaving it off? Yes. That, but everyone has like a marshmallow and a graham cracker and you're just putting slices of chocolate.
See, Shay, I told you we would go down a spiral of food.
Yeah. Wrestling. We love it. Yay.
See, I'm more of a carbs girl. Maybe not so much sugar.
Ooh,
okay. Fortunately, at Buc-ee's, they have all of that too.
They do.
Yeah. I've always just leaned towards the pecans, though. That's about it. Okay. At Buc-ee's.
Do you have like I mean, when you're like after a show, I'm like starving. So I'm like, all right, what can I eat? What do you eat after your training or after a match?
Probably Taco Bell.
Like
like Taco Bell's always been like the easiest, fastest thing to do after all that.
Right. Well, you and JP are gonna have to talk. Do you drink Mountain Dew as well?
No, I don't drink Mountain Dew.
Okay, all right. So
no, the Baja Blast, I think that has like Mountain Dew in it. That's good, but like regular Mountain Dew, I don't think I've ever really truly tried.
Oh, like I think the Baja Blast is like a flavor of under their umbrella, but Mountain Dew is like the green one, right? Like looks like ooze.
Yellow, green, yellow. It looks like radioactive.
We have another question by Ari Davis. Not a wrestling question. We're done with wrestling, I guess.
I don't know.
TV show to watch.
I'm watching Love Island.
Love Island.
Oh. Yeah. I'm watching the one that's going on right now. It's not as good as past ones, but it's obviously something I play all day, like background noise, pay attention to it.
So are you a reality TV person? Is that your genre?
Yeah, I like reality TV. I mostly like those love shows like The Bachelorette and The Bachelorette like that. I like those shows.
And there's like a million different twists.
Love is Blind and Married at First Sight. Any of those?
No, I've only really watched Love Island and The Bachelor. I'm watching The Bachelor right now. I do want to watch Perfect Match. I've been seeing that everywhere. I do want to watch that one soon.
Okay.
Which one is Perfect Match?
Nick Lachey, I think, is hosting it again.
I'm not sure. There's I keep seeing something about some girl named Francesca, like online, like she's a villain or something like that. And I'm like, okay, I got to figure out.
Oh, yeah. Like when you see someone tweeting about a show and then they were like, I have to find out what this is about. These gifts are amazing. And
Well, I happened to follow her on TikTok, I guess. And then I guess she filmed the show 2 years ago and it's just now coming out. And she was the villain on the show, but I followed her because she was cool.
You guys want to know the summary? This is so good. Through a series of compatibility challenges and matchups, Nick Lachey takes hopefuls on a journey from single to soulmate, bringing together singles from other reality shows.
Oh!
Love is Blind, that's what it is. Mole, Too Hot to Handle, and others.
Why is it Nick Lachey?
Because Nick Lachey hosts Love is Blind. So I think they just picked.
Oh, okay. So he's the host of one of the shows that they pull. Yeah. This is an extreme version of the reality dating shows.
This is the world. This is the metaverse of love.
Yeah, the big crossover show.
This is some crossover happening. Yeah, that's this. Now I need to go watch this, Shay. Thank you for the recommendation.
I know. I need to watch it.
It sounded so ordinary too. Perfect Match sounds very generic, but once you read it, it's oh no.
I watched little clips of it, and they some of the other people in the place can choose your couples for you, and I was like, that's crazy.
And and everyone would kind of already know who everyone is because they've been on other shows, and I'm sure everyone watches everything.
Oh yeah, I saw I think I saw a preview of it because I was a huge Love is Blind fan, and I watched the whole season. And I saw some of the people that didn't get matched on the on the trailer. So now it all makes sense. So I was wondering, I was like, what is that?
Huh.
There you go. It's all making sense.
It's probably good too, because on those shows, if you don't make it too far or you're not heavily featured, you gotta tweak what you do. So now if they're on a crossover show, this is the second time around. They've had time to think about what they're gonna present.
Are they the butthead still? I can't curse right now. So are they the one you hate still, or are they different? Are they changed? Are
they just decided I have a new character for this season. Exactly. Let's debut. So it could be wild.
Yeah. So someone in the chat is asking, Shay, how did you come up with your name and your persona for wrestling and your brand?
So Shay's really always been my my nickname. So I've always kind of gone by Shay. Actually, I hated being called Shay when I was a kid, but I just grown in, and I was always told that my full name sounded really young. So I just went by Shay for that. And so my persona is America's Sweetheart. And, actually fans gave me that persona.
Oh.
When I first started wrestling, I didn't really have a persona just yet. I was still trying to figure it out. And one day when I was taking some heat, fans started chanting "America's Sweetheart," and it just stuck from there. So, I mean, I come out to American Woman, so it was bound to happen. But
yeah,
but it's really cool to have a connection with the crowd, with fans like that.
I mean, it's really cool that they came up with it, you know.
Yeah. I mean, what was that first moment like when you had that first true connection with a crowd? What did that feel like?
That was pretty great. I know my first few matches, I wasn't, you know, truly in touch with the crowd. As it went on, I started to really hear them more, and I love it. It feels really great when they're behind you and cheering you on. I mean, that's such an adrenaline rushing moment. It feels amazing. And when I remember when I heard "America's Sweetheart" in my head, I was like, yeah, that's it. That's the one.
So I have to ask, because again, you were a wrestling fan, and now we talk about connecting with the crowd, and like you're starting to have bigger shows, bigger matches. Do you have an ultimate goal in pro wrestling, even if it's not specific?
I do. Ultimately, I've always wanted to be in WWE. That is my main goal. I would love, 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 love to have the opportunity to do that, to even have a tryout. That's my ultimate goal. But as long as I'm wrestling and wrestling is my job, I will be happy. You know, like right now I'm taking a break from working and just focusing solely on wrestling, getting out there, getting into the best shape of my life. And that's just really, really my passion. There's something else I could never see myself doing. So
that's important. I mean, if it's the only thing that you can imagine being a part of, that's important to do that. I mean, have you thought about or potentially have tried dabbling in like commentary or any of the backstage areas or other like on camera, non-wrestling related parts of wrestling?
I have been valet. I did do valet a few months ago at Inspire in Austin. That was a pretty fun experience. That was my first time doing it. Unfortunately, the person I was valeting for got injured in the match, so it didn't carry on after that. But it was a very fun experience, and I feel like I interacted with the crowd more in that, in a sense, because I'm right there with them. I could talk with them, you know, and they're right there. So that was a pretty fun experience. I wouldn't mind ever doing that again.
That's great. It's a good way, you know, especially when you're early on and maybe like there's not a match available for you. It's a good way, like you said, to have that crowd interaction. Also to just have the experience to be ready for anything, because you never know when someone's going to ask like, hey, do you manage? Like, we have an idea.
Exactly. I would definitely love to try everything in wrestling just because I want to know the ins and outs of wrestling, because everyone's part is important, you know, into putting on a show. So I definitely want to learn everything that I can. Ultimately, I want to wrestle, but I want to just observe everything, you know?
Yeah, that's good. I mean, it's important. Like, we really try to instill that in everyone that comes to Mission Pro Wrestling, is that we have to do everything. We should be able to set up the ring and tear it down and figure out merch and have branding and just understand the business side of it and production as well. So we try to really instill that kind of empowerment for the women that come through these doors, so that they can go, you know, and do other things if they need to.
Yeah, for sure.
And Front Row is saying, wait till you experience the Mission Pro crowd. This is something that we always kind of warn the women that are debuting, is that the Mission
Pro fans are bananas.
They are bananas, as you can tell. They're all over the chat. But they are so wild. So you have to if you have merch, you have to bring your merch. Just they are so enthusiastic.
I've seen that. They're so involved, and I love that. I saw they were all quoting the tweets about Tiffany, and obviously they all know Tiffany, so they were all about Tiffany. But I was like, I mean, I love this. Even if they're not rooting for me, I still love it. You know, they're just very involved.
Well, it's a big lesson, because we've had these really tough matchups announced before on other shows, and you know, you talked a little bit about your underdog story, and this is the moment where Mission Pro fans will support you, and you'll see that even, you know, going in, you might be the underdog, people are rooting for Tiffany, but you have the chance to turn it around.
Yeah, for sure.
Come on your side.
Yeah, our fans, like, they come in prepared. They know everything. They already know, like, what is going on. Like, think about this. So there's the last Mission Pro show was a couple weeks ago. So there's almost 2 months in between events this time. Okay. But yeah, we have all of these fans who show up at least twice a week in the YouTube chat with me and Emily, or with Emily when she's going over matches, because like that's how much they support what we're doing and support. They like, we can't get enough. And you will see. Like,
Yeah.
that's why they're
definitely
here tonight, to listen to this with you, because they
Yeah.
want to get to know you now.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, Neil says like MPW Live is amazing. So as a reminder, you all can watch the April 22nd show on Title Match Network. We're going to be streaming live, and we'll be at the Salvation Army Mission Corps in San Antonio. You can get your tickets at missionprowrestling.com, and just get them now, because Front Row, I checked today, Front Row is sold out. So that's like, and we're 6 weeks out, you guys. 6 weeks out, and Front Row is sold out.
We said when we announced that main event that it was the Front Row was going to sell out. We said it, and it was gone.
They all went. It was gone. So second row is still available. Second row VIP, and you get a special photo op. You get all of these special show posters signed. Get your cool photo op with the roster. It's a really, really good deal, and you get close up action to all the Mission Pro stuff. You can see Shay all close. See Tiffany and everyone. See these main events. Front Row, yes, you did.
Yes, everyone chant you sold out at Front Row, please.
Sold out again, Front Row. But Shay, we are so excited to see you in a few weeks at Mission Pro, and we can't wait to watch your journey. And we welcome you with open arms.
Thanks.
In a few short 6 weeks.
Yeah,
it's gonna go really fast.
It already is.
It will go by so fast. Let everyone know where they can follow you so they can see what you're doing outside of Mission Pro.
All my social media is just my name, Shay KarMichael, and I'm on every platform pretty much.
Okay.
Amazing. Everyone, go follow Shay. Go give her a big shout out. And please follow, like, subscribe to Mission Pro, and share this interview so we can get the word out that Shay will be at Mission Pro on April 22nd. Thank you so much, Shay. I hope you have a good night. And we'll chat soon.
Yes.
All right, you're getting some followers. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, you're getting followed. All right. Oh my God. I'm so excited to welcome Shay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you all, everyone in the chat, connecting people through wrestling. You're here, Zach. And shout out to all of Shay's friends and family that joined in on the chat. This was
so cool to see.
A whole new slew of fans here. Thank you, Neil, for the compliment. Great interview. This was so fantastic. And as a reminder, we're going to be having our Mission Pro Unmatched. We're going to be talking about the main event of Tournament Out of Hell on Thursday. So please join us at 9 p.m. Central. And we'll be back here next Tuesday, Veda, for another interview. So stay tuned to Mission Pro Socials, because we will announce our special guest. And every week something new happens. So who knows what will happen next week?
More matches getting announced. Who knows?
Yeah, we might have 2 guests. Who knows? Maybe. Surprises are in store. Veda, where can people follow you?
As you can see down here at It's Veda Time, that's my Twitter. So check out my Twitter. Kind of everything branches off from there. You'll find that, and my Instagram. I have a link tree. All my links are on there. My Patreon, my content sites, all of that. My YouTube, but my Twitter is definitely where I first post, like where I'm gonna be, where you can find me. So I say Twitter.
All right, go follow Veda if you want to follow me and all of my wrestling and life adventures. Emily May Heller on all social platforms. And remember, follow Mission Pro Wrestling on all platforms. Just look us up and we are there. Thank you again so much for joining us for On a Mission. Until next Tuesday, see you later and have a great week.
Bye.
Bye.